It's Tuesday, March 26th, and from WBHM News, I'm Richard Banks with today's top stories. Alabama's chief elections official is warning voters in the state of a mass mailing of misleading pre-filled voter registration forms. According to a press release from Alabama Secretary of State Wes Allen, the forms were sent by the Voter Participation Center and Center for Voter Information and could begin arriving in mailboxes this week. In past election cycles, Allen says his office has fielded complaints from Alabama residents who received incorrect pre-filled voter registration forms similar to the ones being mailed by the two groups this year. In 2020, news outlet ProPublica ran a story about the group saying forms contain mistakes and confused voters at a time when states are racing to expand vote by mail. A rift continues to emerge among Alabama Republicans over how to address in vitro fertilization protections. State lawmakers are looking for ways to refine a law that grants legal immunity to health providers and patients if a frozen embryo is destroyed during procedures or storage. That law followed a ruling by the Alabama Supreme Court that found frozen embryos have essentially the same rights as children. Lawmakers are now under pressure to define a child under state law and avoid blanket immunity for doctors, as some say the current law allows. However, AL.com reports a conservative lobbying group released a Facebook petition requesting GOP lawmakers who voted for the immunity legislation to reverse course. That move is tied to hard-right anti-abortion activists who believe embryos require the same protections as unborn children. And a new museum honoring the local black radio industry is coming to the Carver Theater this spring. The Birmingham Black Radio Museum will include exhibits featuring several radio stations, including WENN and WJLD. The museum will also highlight local radio pioneers, including Tall Paul White and Shelley Stewart, who used their radio programs to pass along information about civil rights meetings and planned marches, especially after students became involved during the Children's Crusade of 1963. The museum already has an online presence at theBBRM.org and features oral histories and various exhibits, such as Black Women in Radio. You'll find more news anytime at WBHM.org.